What up, Demon Slayers, and welcome to another Diablo Immortal video. Today I'm going to be telling you guys the things I wish I knew sooner, tips and tricks that are going to make your game experience better, and also mistakes that are going to avoid you big time headaches. Whether you're a beginner or whether you're already playing the game, some of these mistakes and some of these tips are going to help you have a funner time in Diablo Immortal. If all of this sounds like something you're definitely interested in, a like would be greatly appreciated. If you want to go the extra mile, hit us with that fat thank you by clicking the thank you button down below. Alright, so with that being said, guys, let's start off with my first tip and thing I wish I knew sooner. And luckily for me, I actually had video recording. Now, for some of you guys, you might not be that lucky. And we're going to be talking about these servers. So let me show you guys exactly what happens here. So let me go out. So as you guys notice right here, there's in the bottom, it says call to arms. What I want you to do is right now, take a screenshot if you're on your phone. If you're on your iPad, take a screenshot. If you're on your PC, take a screenshot. Because you could do what a lot of people have done by mistake and click this little tab right here. Now, when you click this little tab right here, you're going to notice that you're going to be presented with different servers. Now, of course, you're going to want to select the server that has the less latency. Now, if for some reason you didn't select your server prior to you guys creating your character, then you're pretty much stuck within that server. But the mistake comes when you decide to click on this server, and you, let's say I want to go to this Mask of Germ, and then I click play to tap, you're going to notice that there's something really crazy that happens. It's asked me to create new characters, and you're probably wondering, yo, where the heck is the character I already created, or the character I already spent a couple hours playing? Where did it go? Well, guys, you're pretty much lost your character if you don't know what server you're in. So that's why I suggest for my tip number one is make sure you know what server you're in, because if I come back here and I didn't know what server I was on, then I pretty much have to go through all of these and find out what server I was in. So what you want to do, guys, is you want to go ahead and, for example, mine was called Call to Arms. It is right here, and you're going to notice that it appears now. So if I click tap to play now, you're going to notice that my character is currently available for me to use because I am in the right server. So that's tip number one, guys. Make sure you write down your server. And if you're starting out the game new, make sure you select the server with the best connection possible. I am currently in the Call of Arms 2 server. If you ever want to play with me, then definitely you want to make sure you're on this particular server and head on over to your Discord so we can join up and play Diablo Immortal together. So that's tip number one, and that should save you a ton of headaches. All right, now on to tip number two. Tip number two, guys, is make sure you guys claim the name you want for your character. Now, there could only be one particular name per server. So if there's a specific name that you want, so for example, mine's is Laser, there could only be one Laser in this server, and I was the first one to actually activate the Laser name. Now, for some reason, I want to make sure all my other characters have the Laser name. You're going to want to make sure you claim those names before you progress throughout the game. So you want to make sure you make a Demon Slayer, a Necromancer, a Barbarian, and you want them to have your name. You want to make sure you claim that name first before anything. So before progressing through the game, create your first character, create the second character, and name the name that you wanted to name so you can kind of lock down that name. This is only going to be personal preference. If you guys like your character to have a specific name, if you really don't care about the name, then you guys can just skip this part and move on to the next tip. All right, so the next tip I want to give you guys is once you are currently in the game, you're going to want to go over to this little menu bar or within your phone or mobile device and click on that, and then you're going to get this menu that's going to pop up. Now, what we want to do in this menu is we want to make sure we click the envelope. Now, basically this envelope, if you guys have claimed any rewards, or if you claimed the DLC pack, or you claimed any rewards in general that are not showing up in the game, this is where you're going to be able to pick them up. So make sure, guys, you pick them up, for example, the free skin, or if you guys are going to pick up this money or this gold currency and, of course, materials, make sure you guys come in here and claim the rewards. Don't delete them, just make sure you guys claim them. Alright, so in addition to that, guys, you're then going to want to click the same menu, and you're going to want to go to the Events tab. Now, this is where you're probably going to find a couple of stuff that you're probably missing within the game. That stuff being, guys, the heroic cosmetic items that you probably downloaded by pre-registering. Now, you're going to be able to claim these rewards from that menu. A lot of you guys are having a hard time finding where these are at, and these are actually found within the Event tab. So you want to make sure you head over to your Event tab, collect these amazing rewards and cosmetics, because some of you guys might still be searching and trying to find them. In addition to that, guys, remember the cosmetic currently right now is tied to one specific character. So make sure when you claim it, you're playing on the character that you're going to want to make sure you're maining and that you want those rewards to be applied to. As you can see right here, I'm going to claim the heroic cosmetic. I'm just going to click claim, and that's going to go ahead and give me the reward. This reward can only be claimed by one character per account. Like I said, do you want to claim it? Yes, of course we want to claim it, and now those rewards are claimed. We also get the Sanctuary Welcome, which I recommend you guys definitely go ahead and do this because this is going to be based on your server progression. So we reach level 14, that's going to give us coins. You reach level 14, you're going to be able to claim all these rewards. So you want to make sure you're checking these constantly so you guys can come and claim these rewards. It's extremely important that you claim them as quickly as you possibly can because these are going to actually help you throughout the game. So very important, guys. Make sure you collect the scrap material, make sure you guys collect the coins, and now you guys are ready. And constantly be checking the event tab so you guys know exactly what's happening in there. You usually get a little number right here telling you guys, please remember, you got to claim a reward. Now, with that being said, guys, let's go ahead and dive into the settings because the settings are extremely important. All right, so we're going to go under the General tab. Now, under the General tab, guys, what we're going to want to make sure we do is we want to make sure we go down to the bottom to where it says Auto Pickup. This is extremely important that you guys select every single one of them. You want it to collect the normal, you want it to collect the magic, you want it to collect the rare. This is one of the ones I highly recommend, guys, you definitely do. Because what's going to happen is you're going to probably miss a couple stuff if you don't have this auto pickup item selected. In addition to that, guys, even though you might not be keeping everything in your inventory, it's always good to have it so you guys can go ahead and dismantle the items you have to be able to get materials to be able to upgrade your armor, which we'll talk a little bit further within the video. The next item we're going to be talking about, guys, is the controller. Now, for the controller, guys, there's a couple things that are going to be happening. You can decide to display your main, decide to display your clan name. That's going to be personal preference, but I would suggest to make this large. Now, I know what you guys are probably saying, Laser, I am playing on a very small device, and it's going to take up a lot of real estate in my screen. Now, I will have a video talking about what is the best mobile devices and tablets to use for the game later on. So if you guys want to see that video fast, let me know in the comment section below. Laser, tell me what phone or what tablet to pick up on the comments so I know I should, do that video as quickly as we possibly can. But I'm going to suggest for you guys to move this to large. Now, you're probably wondering, Laser, what are the benefits of selecting large over small? As you guys see, one of the biggest benefits is you're going to see this little icon that shows you guys where chests are. If you have this on small, there is going to be a possibility that you're going to be going through an area and you might miss a chest. And chests are extremely important in the game because not only will they give you gold, but they'll also give you materials. In addition to that, they'll give you items, which these items can either be equipped to become more powerful, or they can be equipped or dismantled to give you a little bit more materials. So definitely select it on large. You guys won't be disappointed. Even though it takes a little bit of real estate, the chests are a little bit more important than that screen real estate that you have. All right, so we're going to skip controller because that's going to be dependent on what you're playing on, guys. If you're playing on controller or if you're playing on keyboard. But the map, the button layout and all that stuff, that's going to be personal preference. If you guys want a more in-depth video on controller, like, for your mouse and keyboard, your controller, and your phone, let me know in the comment section down below. I'll be more than happy to put that together for you guys, but we'll skip that one because that's personal preference. I want to see how many people are actually having it. Now, for display, guys, this is going to be very interesting, and I'm going to show you guys a big difference here. So we go to picture mode. We're going to select that one right there, right? So we have classic, and I want to show you guys exactly what the difference is, and then I'm going to tell you guys which one I feel that to be the best one. So that's that one right there. We're going to go back in here, go into our settings, go to display, and we're going to select warm, exit out. As you guys notice, with the warm, you get a little bit more vibrant colors. And then we're going to go here, and I'm going to show you guys what these do so you guys can get an idea of what they are. So vintage, that's going to down a little bit of the colors. So you see it gives you more of that muddy feel, muddy look. And then we have, guys, the last one, which is going to be under display. And that's going to be cool. And cool is going to make it look a little bit more foggy. Now, my personal opinion, guys, out of these ones, I feel personally that the ones you want to select from is either classic or warm. I personally like warm. It does bring out the color just a tad bit, and I enjoy that color popping up just a little bit more. So that's the one I went with, but I would just select one of those two. Either you go classic or you go warm. Now on to graphics. Now graphics, once again, guys, it's going to be a personal preference because I don't know what device you're playing in. And I do have a question. If you can let me know in the comment section down below what device you're playing on. If you're playing on an iPad, let me know what iPad that is. If you're playing on a tablet, which one it is. What phone. I want to see which is the most one. Maybe we could do more guides in depth for certain devices. So I do want to know your guys' feedback on that. So I'm going to give you what I'm currently running on my PC. And I'm also going to give you a recommendation on mobile devices as well. So for frame rate, guys, I'm running 60 frames per second. All right, so vertical sync, I actually have it off, guys. I have no screen tearing, but you guys might have screen tearing depending on what type of graphic card you have, what type of computer you have. So if you see a lot of screen tearing happening on your screen, turn this on. If you don't see any, just leave it off. Now, image sharpening, I actually have this set to on. Now, this comes off by default. Basically, what this is going to do, it's going to sharpen that image and give you a little bit more clarity. And you're going to notice the big difference if you turn this off or if you turn this on. So I would suggest to turn it on. As long as your PC can handle it, you guys should be pretty good. Now, here's the things where things get a little bit tricky because personally for me, I could run this on very high without a problem. I don't have any lag or anything like that. But what I'm going to recommend, guys, if you guys are having a little bit of lag and dropping frames, what you're going to do is don't change the quality from very high. You can leave that on very high. What you want to do is you want to make sure you start playing with either the shadow or the fog first, because these are not going to be doing too much detrimental damage to your visuals, but they will reduce the amount of stuff that you have going on your screen. So what I would do is I would start off with shadows and fog, the main ones. So fog, I would definitely put it low because it doesn't really matter if you see the fog in full detail or if you don't. And for shadows, I would start off with medium and then go into high and see how my computer handles from there. Now, as far as post-processing, these are anti-alias environment details. This is the ones where I would definitely change and mess around with. And the monster effects, to change them to medium from high, still keeping this at very high quality, because these are not going to be so detrimental to the way the game actually looks. It's just going to reduce the amount of consumption my PC or my mobile device is actually taking. Now, if for some reason you're still having problems running this on very high and changing those from medium to high, I would definitely toggle this to high again, and then go ahead and play with the fog, the shadows, and the environment details and the monstrous effects first before moving anything around. That's as far as graphics. Now onto the last tab, which is chat. This one in particular could be a bit annoying, especially if you have a very small screen. What you want to do, guys, is you want to remove the chat that appears on the left hand side, because you will be flooded with an amount of messaging there. So what you want to do is you want to make sure you turn everything off and just select the ones you have. So for example, if you have a clan, you want to make sure you know when your clan is actually talking to you guys. If you are in a party, you want to make sure you select that your party, that you're able to see what they're typing on the screen. You want to avoid zone adventures, all of these, because these are actually going to be popping up without you even knowing the people that are appearing. So you want to make sure you have those two selected. If you want more, then you're able to do that as well. But these are the ones I would probably recommend. All right, so now let's talk about the stuff that you're able to do in-game once you guys have everything set up, right? So one of the most important things, guys, is being able to navigate your map. So within your map, guys, there's a couple things you might miss that you don't know. So for example, guys, if you want to go to a location, there's a way for you guys to pinpoint areas in the map and have them tell you how to get there. So for example, you can go ahead and mark markers, and if you just click navigate, it will actually show the footsteps within the game so you can see exactly where you need to go to actually get to that area. In addition to that, guys, if you click back on the map right here, you're going to be able to get the full entire map, and that's going to allow you to fast travel to different locations. So right now we're here in the Ashwold Cemetery. We're going to go to Wortham because that's where we want to go to, and then we're going to fast travel to here and click teleport. That's going to automatically take us to that location without us having to maneuver or go anywhere else. As you guys see here, we're constantly getting teleported to the map without having to do anything. All right, so now for in-game tips, guys. As you guys progress through the game, there's going to be things that are going to be popping up on your screen, which are one-time bundles. Now, these one-time bundles are going to be able to be found in bundles. Now, you're going to be able to get a free daily bundle every single time you play. So you want to make sure you guys are constantly playing to get this free daily reward, and it'll allow you to claim it. Once you claim the reward, you're going to be able to notice that you get some really good stuff. So that's another very important tip, to don't forget to claim your daily rewards or your free daily bundles to know exactly what you're doing. In addition to that, guys, I'm going to have a video explaining on what you should buy and what you should not buy in the game as well, and also going to be uploading a video on what your daily routine should be when you're playing the game. So make sure you guys stay tuned for that. Now let's talk about the stuff that you really need to focus on once you guys got all of this stuff picked up. Alright, so for the next tip, guys, you want to get to West March as quickly as you possibly can. The reason why you want to do that is because there's going to be a point in the game where you're going to get that little icon where it says reach level 20 or reach a certain level. Now, it's going to be extremely important that you make it over here, because you're going to want to make sure you get access to the bounty board. The bounty board is going to be your best friend, not only to get that extra XP, but to be able to get a lot of really good stuff materials. So you're going to want to come to this particular area, because this particular area is kind of be like your main central hub where a lot of really cool stuff is going to happen. So right now I'm going to take you guys to the bounty board, which I want you guys to become very familiar with, and then we're going to check the rest of the area because there is also more important stuff to access within this area. All right, so here we are, guys. We made it to the bounty board. Now, when you guys reach the bounty board, you're going to go ahead and click on it, and it's going to tell you guys that your bounty board, you have completed some stuff, or there's stuff that needs to be completed. So right here, guys, it says that I haven't completed anything, but I'm able to accept it. So it's going to give me 2.9k XP, some gold coins, and of course, a nice item. So all we got to do is kill Bloodsworns in the Dark Woods. We're going to hit accept, and that's going to open the way, and it's going to add the bounty board into our inventory, which is really cool. So that's going to tell us exactly what we need to do. We're just going to keep scrolling to it. And then once you're done scrolling to it, you guys should be good to go. Since we only have one bounty, we only have one thing done. All we got to do is click out of here. And now all you got to do is go ahead and do the bounty. Once you guys are done completing the bounty, you just come back to this bounty board and claim it and get that XP, which should help you level up, which is really a good tip to have. And I wish I knew it sooner, so I could have came to the bounty board a lot sooner than I did in my previous character, and now we're good to go. The next thing you're going to want to do, guys, within this same area, you're going to go ahead and click on the menu, and this menu is going to have a ton of icons. But the main icon you want to be looking for here, guys, are two particular icons. One is you want to make sure you find where the blacksmith is at, which is this guy right here. So we're going to navigate to the blacksmith here, and it's going to take us to the, we're going to head over to the blacksmith here. And the reason why we want to make sure we get used to knowing where the blacksmith is or talking to the blacksmith is because one of the biggest problems, I wouldn't say problems, but one of the biggest things that tends to happen with these type of games is you tend to become a hoarder and you start hoarding a lot of items. In this game in particular, you do not want to hoard too many items because your inventory is capped at a certain level. In addition to that, you want to make sure, guys, that you're constantly selling the stuff that you don't want so you get enough scrap and enough stuff. So right here, guys, we're going to go to the service. We're going to salvage the gear that we don't want. So we're just going to click on everything and salvage the majority of the stuff here. And you just want to make sure you salvage everything. When you salvage stuff, it's going to tell you guys exactly what you're able to do. Now, in addition to selling stuff and getting items, you are also going to be able to upgrade. So for example, let's say you went ahead and watched my video on what weapon to select for your character, and the one I recommended, which is called the Hunger. If you don't want to know which weapon you needed to pick for your character, you're definitely going to want to check out that video. I'll link it down below in the description. But you're going to want to constantly be upgrading your items to be leveling up as you go. So for example, we want to make sure we upgrade these. So it's going to increase our strength and our vitality. So you're going to want to make sure you upgrade your item so it can go ahead and stay up to rank to the way you go. And as you more stuff you dismantle, the more gold you're going to be getting, the more stuff you're going to be getting to actually upgrade those items to make sure that they coincide with the level that you currently have. So we're going to go ahead and upgrade this one more time, and that's going to upgrade it to rank 2. And you guys see vitality and strength are going up. And now we want to upgrade this further. It's going to require more materials, of course. That's how the end game works. You want to make sure you guys are getting constantly materials. But rule of thumb, always upgrade your weapon first when you're doing that. Alright, so the next place you're going to want to make sure you head over to with this in the area, guys, is your armory. This is going to be extremely important because this particular area is going to allow you to have different loadouts selected. So you have multiple builds, which will have builds for every single character here in the channel and different playstyles. You're going to want to make sure you guys save your loadouts so you guys can easily come in here and tinker around them. I wish I knew this sooner for my first character that I play with, so I knew what loadouts I had available. Another thing to get really familiar for is your stash, guys. This is going to be extremely important because if you guys find some really good stuff that you don't want to dismantle but you want to keep, you're able to stash it within here, and that allows you to have enough space within your inventory to not be over getting max capped or max, inventory, so you don't have to spend money on more stuff. So make sure you guys keep that in mind, and this is divided between different items, so you got armor, gems, and all that good stuff, so make sure you guys keep that in mind. Alright, so the next thing you guys want to get familiar to is the gem merchant, and this is the one that's going to be holding your crystals. You want to make sure you get familiar with her because you want to make sure that you're constantly upgrading and putting gems into your items to make sure you guys are powerful as you guys move around here. As you see right here, currently right now, I only have 2 gems, and the cool thing about this is that these gems will carry over whether you're dismantling stuff. And you're going to want to make sure you know what gems you want to pick. Of course, the ones that give you more damage, those are going to be the most important ones. But I'll have a separate video going over that. But in particular, guys, you're going to want to pick up the one that suits better. For example, this is a rank 2. I'm going to go with this one. And we're going to select that gem. And now that gem is going to be equipped within my inventory. Now, in addition to that, I'm also able to either replace that gem or upgrade that gem. So if I wanted to upgrade that gem, I can upgrade that gem, but it requires stuff to auto upgrade. So right now we're not going to be doing that, but it's a good place to know where you could do that. And you theoretically should have gems already. So what I would suggest is add gems to all your inventory, so you guys are able to benefit from them. And remember, you still keep the gems whether you dismantle that item or you swap that gear around. That will still be available. But it's a good thing to know because it can make you a tad bit more powerful. And those are the things I wish I knew sooner, and I hope they help you, whether you're a new player or you're a player already that are playing that you might have missed. Especially that bounty board is going to be key to your success and leveling up. Now, if you guys want to know how to level up and get from 1 to 60 super fast, check out this video that's popping up right now on the screen. That was going to help you guys a lot and a ton to level up as quickly as you possibly can. We have a ton of dedicated videos to Diablo Immortal, so definitely check out the playlist. I'll be linking down below. And if you have any questions regarding the games or any additional tips, make sure you leave them in the comment section. Thank you guys for watching, and I'll catch you guys on the next video.